I'm Raymond David, and I'm on the board. I'm currently one of the officers and the secretary of the board. I studied biochemistry in college, but I currently just do science as a hobby. I just wandered in on a meetup, like a year and a half ago, and I just was really passionate about it. I've always been really passionate about science. Understanding the world scientifically is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I don't think anyone should feel that they don't have the right to do so. I think it's a shame that people believe that science should only be scientists. Science is for everyone. It's like saying that reading is only for professional writers. You don't need to be from a scientific background to do science. You can attend our 6-week boot camp and then learn basic genetic engineering and then join a project, or you can actually just join a project and learn how to do basic lab work. Mostly I just help to run the overall organization. So I help to answer questions that people have. I help to make sure that safety regulations are followed through. I help to organize classes. I help with lab upgrades. I help us get equipment. And I started teaching the Biohacker Bootcamp as a way to kind of allow people who otherwise don't have access to be able to understand and engage with biology. One of the projects I think is the coolest is the Real Vegan Cheese Project. So that project is producing the proteins that are found in milk, but they're producing them in yeast. And then they're making cheese. It's almost the same as real cheese, but it's made from yeast, not from an animal. We've only produced some of the proteins and we haven't produced them in bulk. So it's more of a research project at this point. What happens with cheese, right, is that you have milk and then you use a process of fermentation with bacteria and sometimes with molds. So it's like the processing that you do on the milk that makes the kind of cheese. We're getting our yeast to produce fake milk, and then it should be possible to turn that into whatever cheese we want. A biodigester is a magic box that can turn food waste into methane gas. The wonderful bit about this is instead of drilling into the ground and causing massive environmental destruction, you can just turn your food waste into methane gas and get enough methane gas that you can cook with. So you can cook your meals with your waste. I would say that the idea that you can't learn science if you haven't studied in school is the stupidest idea I've ever heard of. I would say that Einstein was a patent clerk, not a scientist. If you have an interest, you can learn it. It's just like learning how to play the guitar or learning how to write. It's not that it's not work, it is work, but it's also hard to learn how to speak Spanish. And I've never heard anyone say, I'm too afraid to learn how to speak Spanish because I'm so intimidated. Science is the same.